Israel's best air defense system becomes laser and demonstrates incredible success. Israel adopted the Iron Dome air defense system 10 years ago, but the country's never used it as often as it has recently. Many people call this air defense system a guarantee of Israel's survival. But is it really that good? After the start of a new escalation of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, hundreds of thousands of videos showing the Iron Dome in action flooded social media. Indeed, its potential is enormous, but maximum efficiency is achieved through modernization with lasers. This is not a new experience for the global community. In particular, the United States was working on creating lasers to destroy unmanned aerial vehicles, missiles, and other threats in the air a decade ago. An example of such a program was the Athena project, which was a mobile laser system for defeating air and ballistic targets. Later, this technology was adopted by such systems as Patriot. It was definitely a good idea because lasers have many advantages.
I'd say there are two advantages. One, the cost per kill, the recurrent is low, and the second is that there is no ammunition.
Laser air defense has three key advantages. Firstly, the laser beam reaches the target instantly and no complex aiming system is required. This applies to slow drones and helicopters as well as highly maneuverable fighters and hypersonic missiles. The laser system is visually guided at the target without corrections for target movement, and the light beam follows the enemy, destroying it effectively.
The button, your beam touches the rocket at the speed of light.
Secondly, lasers are much cheaper to use. The cost of one shot is only $3 to $4 compared to tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars for a common anti-aircraft missile. This financial advantage makes energy weapons an advantageous means of defense. Third, laser systems are more reliable than conventional air defense. The Iron Dome system has only an 80% missile shot down rate, while lasers easily hit all targets at a distance of 3 feet to 6 miles. They also don't need to be recharged, operating continuously whenever a power source is available. It's not surprising that Israel paid attention to these advantages and significantly strengthened its Iron Dome, but now it's worthwhile to understand the initial capabilities of this system. The Iron Dome is a missile defense system developed by the Israeli company Rafael Advanced Defense Systems in cooperation with Israel Aerospace Industries and Elta Systems. Development of the Iron Dome began in the early 2000s, and the first successful test of the system took place in 2008. The first real test in combat conditions took place in 2011, and the system successfully coped with volley missile attacks. In the following years, the Iron Dome continued to be improved and used in various conflicts in the Middle East, including the military hostilities between Israel and Palestine in 2014.
Goal is to, as much as possible, intercept rockets.
It's important that the United States took part in the development and partially financed this project. The main purpose of the Iron Dome is to protect against short and medium-range missiles, as well as to defend against artillery projectiles used by Palestinian extremists to attack Israeli cities. The system was designed to detect, track, and destroy enemy missiles in real time. We call the Iron Dome a system for a reason, because it's a complex machine consisting of a radar and a control center. They detect incoming missiles and can predict their trajectory and likely target in a few seconds. The high speed of the system is very important because the distance of Israeli cities from the border with the Gaza Strip determines the time it takes for the missiles to reach their target, which ranges from 15 to 90 seconds.
It gives the IDF, more time actually to target Hamas and Islamic Jihad infrastructure, terror infrastructure, in the hope to somehow, impair their capabilities to stop this.
The third element of the system is installations for destroying enemy missiles. Each section of the system has 3 to 4 such units capable of launching up to 20 Tamir missiles flying at a speed of 1,860 miles per hour. They're equipped with a radar system and a thermal imager for accurate targeting. The system also has decision-making algorithms that distinguish threats from safe targets while minimizing missile costs. This remarkable missile is launched only when the system predicts that an enemy attack is aimed at a residential area. The interceptor missile does not hit the attacking missile directly, but explodes next to it, scattering debris. Thus, the Iron Dome can destroy even much faster enemy missiles, but the wreckage of both missiles falling from the sky is particularly dangerous. According to media estimates, each launch of an interceptor missile costs Israel 80,000 euros. That's why the military shoots down only those missiles that target populated areas. But we face the financial disadvantage of using the Iron Dome alone. For example, a primitive Qassam rocket, which Arab militants fire at Israel, costs only a few $100s because of the build quality. At the same time, the Tamir anti-aircraft missile is much more expensive. That is, if the enemy launches 100 of its missiles, it'll spend 500 times less money than it'll take to destroy them. But there's a solution to this, and you'll soon learn about it. Still, traditional air defense has its advantages. For example, systems with interceptor missiles can be transported across the country. 10 such mobility systems are currently in operation in Israel. According to the developer, each of these systems is capable of intercepting missiles with a range of up to 43 miles and can protect a medium-sized city. To guarantee the protection of the entire territory of Israel, experts estimate that 13 such systems are needed. But how effective is the Iron Dome? The developer claims that the system's efficiency reaches 90%, which means that it can defeat exactly that percentage of threats.
I would say around 90% of the interceptions we wanted to make, we make, but still there's too many rockets raining down here.
According to the head of the Israeli Missile Defense Organization, Moshe Patel, over the past 10 years, the Iron Dome has managed to intercept approximately 2,400 missiles. However, 90% is not 100, and the remaining threats can cause irreparable damage to cities. That's why it was decided to create an addition to the Iron Dome in the form of a laser weapon, which became Iron Beam. This fiber optic laser is capable of detecting and destroying targets at distances of up to 6 miles at the speed of light. Even though these are not super high numbers, they're enough to destroy most missile threats.
The range is limited. It's more limited than the range of interceptor weapons.
The destruction time of missiles and mortar projectiles is only 5 seconds. Iron Beam is a mobile system capable of moving independently at a speed of 37 miles per hour, providing protection at the necessary locations. Unlike traditional air defense systems, which require at least 10 minutes to activate, Iron Beam can fire immediately upon arrival at a position. The latest version of the laser reaches 100 kilowatts, which makes it possible to destroy even fighter jets by burning out their equipment. And despite this amazing efficiency, the system is actually not that expensive. It cost only $1 billion to develop, while the average cost of developing an air defense system is $25 billion. As we've already said, the United States played a significant role in the creation of the Iron Dome. Part of the funding also went to the development of the Iron Beam, and this cooperation was beneficial for both countries, as Washington purchased at least 2 systems of this type for its own defense needs.
U.S. support for the Iron Dome and Israel's new laser-enabled system called the Iron Beam.
However, despite all the advantages, Iron Beam has its drawbacks. For example, it does not function well in low visibility conditions such as heavy clouds, fog, or other unfavorable weather conditions.
The disadvantage. One is a short range, the other is the sensitivity to weather, and the third is the low kill rate.
That's why the ideal solution would be to combine the advantages of the laser Iron Beam and the anti-aircraft Iron Dome. While one destroys 90% of the enemy's missiles, the other will deal with the remaining 10%. In this way, Israel will achieve the maximum possible protection. So far, there are no systems in the world that can compare with the efficiency of this combination. Perhaps only the American laws shows similar results. It also hits at 6 miles, has a similar cost of $3 to $4 per shot and the same accuracy, but the power of the American laser is slightly lower, about 80 kilowatts. As long as Israel has the Iron Dome and its complementary laser Iron Beam, there's no truly impenetrable threat to the country, and all thanks to a careful attitude to protecting its citizens and competent funding from the government and allied countries. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching this far. We'd be extremely grateful if you'd subscribe to our channel and write in the comments your opinion about what you saw in the video. In the meantime, we wish you a good day and see you soon.